hi guys, let's talk about The Disaster Artist. So this film is directed by James Franco and is based off the book written by Greg Sestero called The Disaster Artist: My Life Inside the Room, the greatest bad film ever made. So we have the story about the making of the cult favorite 2003 film, The Room. So James Franco plays Tommy Wiseau, the original writer, director, and producer of the film The Room. He stars alongside his own brother Dave Franco, who plays Greg Sestero. And with that, the film is really about how they met each other and what gave them the inspiration to essentially go out and decide to make this film together. But not only does it cover their background as friends, it really gets into why this film ended up being so bad, but also so loved by so many people out there. First off, I will say before you go out and see The Disaster Artist, you gotta make sure you sit down with a group of friends and watch The Room. I actually ended up watching it by myself the first time, but now I really want to see it with a group of friends because I feel like it is one of those films that just needs to be seen amongst other people. After seeing The Disaster Artist, I definitely appreciate the film more because now I really understand so much more about how it got made, and they really did a great job in bringing out everything that they could to get that across. And James Franco's performance as Tommy Wiseau is incredible. He does such a great job, it seems like he completely resembles him to a T at times. Wiseau has always been known as one of those people who's so eccentric but also so interesting. You can never really pinpoint him. There's not really a single person out there you can really think of similar to him at all. He is that unique of a person. Whether it's his strange accent, his general nature, or some of the funny things he says and does.
Oh, hi Mark.
It's really difficult to really ever tell what's going on in his head. And while I think a lot of people that are going to start seeing this film for the first time, whether they've never seen it or The Room, are going to probably see him at first and just laugh because of just how different he is. But as you watch this film, as time goes on, his whole vibe becomes less funny because of how serious the film twists itself at times. It becomes less about like, oh, listen to what he said now, or like, oh man, that laugh is so funny. It becomes more about, wow, like you kind of feel bad for this guy at times because of some of the things he had been through, some of the things people said to him or thought about him. But it was one of those situations where a lot of that was something no one really had any clue about until they could see this film or read the book. And while you definitely get invested in his character, you also get frustrated because he is not the most understanding and really the brightest guy at times. He makes a lot of poor decisions and doesn't listen to a lot of feedback people give him. Overall, there are times where you really just don't understand why he's being the way he is. But again, that definitely shows how this film could have been a lot better had he done a lot of those things differently, had he considered more things, listened to more people, and really took the time to take in a lot of what other people were saying to him. It really shows us this sort of inspiring journey of how this guy and his best friend were just struggling, trying to make it in Hollywood, and just decide, you know, we're just going to make our own movie, and that's going to be that. We're just going to make it happen. And fans of The Room will not be disappointed when they see just how much work went into recreating and reenacting some of the scenes, just the way those things were done, the way they sounded, how they were framed. Everything is so carefully made here. They even dive into the things about Tommy Wiseau that no one even knows about, such as how old he is, or where he got this seemingly bottomless pit of money, and where he's from. These things were never ever answered, and essentially, who knows? That's the funny and really interesting thing here. He is really just this eccentric person who had a vision, and while it didn't work out exactly how he wanted it to, he did end up creating something that so many people in the world cannot say that they've done, which is making their own movie. One thing that's also fun is we see all these people reacting to the things he does, and it's a lot of the things a lot of fans would probably have said while they were watching The Room, such as like, oh, why is he doing that? Does he realize that doesn't make any sense, or yada yada? It's like they know exactly what the audience is thinking, and they've built up this like array of jokes that they've been waiting to say for years. And fans will certainly appreciate what we see at the very end, as well as after the post credits, so make sure you stick around for that. This film has a ton of surprising cast members and cameos as well. We even get to see people playing themselves, like Bryan Cranston, and how Greg Sestero actually met him one time when he was apparently trying to audition for Malcolm in the Middle. Overall, this film was very entertaining, very fun. I think everyone should check it out, even if you haven't seen The Room, but I would say you definitely should watch it before you go out and see this. I will say this is one of the more special films of this year, you guys. Definitely check it out. The Disaster Artist highlights a mysterious man's vision that'll tear audiences apart with constant laughter and a surprisingly deep message. And that's why this film is a Dyligent pick. So guys, what did you think of The Disaster Artist? Are you hoping to check it out soon? Have you ever seen The Room? Are you hoping to watch that soon as well? What are your favorites so bad that they're good films out there? Let me know in the comments. My name is Dylan, and if you love entertainment, subscribe to my channel while this video ends, and send me a thumbs up before you go. Thanks for watching, and stay diligent.